Welcome back. Fun Story Factory time. Today we're going to read a fabulous new book called The Hat Shop by Sally Cox. Shall we begin? Are you sitting comfortably? Okay, let's start. Mike is a polar bear. Mouse is a mouse, and they live at the top of their very tall house. They make their money and put food in their tummy, selling magical hats to you and your mummy. Do you like rhyming books? Because I do. Mouse works his sewing machine, wearing his clogs, singing and tacking and turning the cogs. Mike's magic bike spins, exploding with light, spraying powder and sparkle up into the night. Working very hard. They're making magical hats, aren't they? The shop stands tall and proud on the street, queues out of the door round the bend every week. On the dot, 9 o'clock, folks would whistle and wail, excited to enter their adventurous tale. First in the line was Granny Green Knickers, clutching her handbag and wearing her slippers. Mike held out his hand and took her inside. Her jaw fell open and eyes opened wide. Now there's a very long queue, and I'm going to show you the picture, and can you count how many people are in the queue for the hat shop? Are you good at counting? Hope you counted them right. The shop was enormous, stormy and breezy, and today it smelt just a little bit cheesy. A tree towered up through the middle of the room, and a witch was flying around on a broom. How many hats can you count? And don't forget the witch and the tiny snail. I'm going to show you a picture and you're going to count. Let's see if you can get them all. Another idea is you can stop and freeze the page, and then you can actually count, and then you can carry on listening to the story. The timid old lady climbed onto the stump, and her face turned bright red as she gave a wee trump. She looked all around at the hats, large and small. There were so many, they covered the wall. Some hats were furry, some hats were smelly, some looked like buildings made out of jelly. Others were slimy and covered in mould, while a child once had one that gave her a cold. One tasted of chocolate, one dripped with green snot. Another had a tiger sailing a yacht. Some had fruit on them, castles and eggs. One even jumped down and ran away on its legs. Shall I show you all the hats? And then you know what? You can say which is your favourite hat. There's some hats there. And there's more hats. Have you chosen which is your favourite hat? I think I know which is my favourite hat. She tried on a few, but nothing seemed right. Got a nip from a pig and a fright from a knight. She looked confused, but then gave a grin. There she pointed, there in that bin. Can you see she's pointing? She's pointing to a bin, isn't she? What do you think's in there? Mike pulled out a hat as he bent on one knee, with a teapot, a crown, and a large bumblebee. Yes, yes, she cried, that one is for me. I must have this hat, and here is my fee. Oh, she's so excited. Look, she's chosen her hat and she's saying, that's the one. I want to put that hat on. And it's a magical hat, isn't it? She placed her gold coin in a slot on the stand, and a group of black ants danced around in a band. Look, and he's stirring the cauldron. You see that? And the ants are dancing. It's a lovely book. It's got wonderful drawings, and there's so much to see and look at and count as well. There was a loud pop, then a whistle and a woo, as the tree shook and shivered, and out popped cuckoo. Look, the birds popped out. With the hat on her head, smoke flew out of her toes, and sparks blue and yellow came out of her nose. Her ears fizzed and whizzed. The hat gave a loud bang, as Mike stirred the cauldron and joyfully sang. Something magical's happening, isn't it? Can you see? Flippity flappity flop flop flew. Here is a magical hat for you. Your adventure begins in this cloud of pink. Now hold your nose and drink this drink. And what do you think's going to happen next? We've all got ideas. Shall we look? Shall we open and see? Granny Green Knickers laughed and started to wail. She had entered into her adventurous tale. As she opened her eyes and began to wake, there was an enormous pink and blue cake. So she's on an adventure now because of the hat that she put on. Can you see the pink and blue cake? There it is. It sat in the middle of a table for two, and the lady at the end said, "How do you do?" She took a seat and cut a huge slice, then was served a cup of tea by some uniformed mice. She took a large bite and a sip of her tea, but all of a sudden she needed a wee. Oh no, she thought, what am I to do? But thankfully a mouse showed her straight to the loo. Now how many mice can you count? And don't forget the one on this page that's showing her the way to the loo. So we want to see how many mice are on this page. Can you count? I can hear you all counting. Very good counting. At the end of the room where the grand lady sat, Granny noticed a bee that was fuzzy and fat. It buzzed on her cake and whizzed round her crown. "Stop!" shouted Granny as Queenie danced like a clown. Granny jumped on the table and raced to the end, striding and swerving to help her new friend. Granny dived at the bee and it flew in the air. Then they danced on the table and let down their hair. Look, and that's them dancing. See the big bumblebee? In a flash, she was back with a smile on her face, looking flushed as though she had just won a race. Mike cheered, "You're back! Tell us where you've been." "Why, yes," she said, "I've had tea with the Queen." And it's asking you to count on the next page how many animals and insects there are. So I'm going to show you the page and then I'll read the page. So we're going to count how many animals and insects are on this page. And I see a lovely kite flying as well. Yes, and the polar bear there is welcoming her back. Roll up, who's next?" shouted Mike, and looking around saw a boy with a kite. George looked at his mum, who had a very large tum. She gave a big smile and raised her thumb. So he was the next one, wasn't he, for the adventure? George stood on the stump, feeling tall and grand, umming and ahhing, then pointed with his hand. "There," he shouted, "that one at the back, with puffy white clouds and a fat ginger cat." He's chosen a hat like that with a cat on the top. "Flippity flappity flop flop flew. Here is a magical hat for you. Your adventure begins in this cloud of blue. Now jump up and down and chew this chew. And can you see the hat he chose? And he's got to drink a blue liquid this time, whereas Granny Greenacres had to drink a pink liquid, didn't she? George pulled the hat down over one eye and immediately flew up into the sky. He twisted and turned through clouds white and grey, then was hit in the face with cold watery spray. There he is, he's flying up into the clouds, and then he's hit by water. They're probably rain clouds. Up through the clouds. He wobbled and swayed, then popped out of the top where the sun gave a wave. He looked all around at a beautiful blue sky, and the cat from his hat flew an aeroplane by. There he is. There's the sun waving, and there's a cat in the aeroplane flying. So that's George's adventure. It's up in the sky. The cat looked and shouted, "Hey, come fly with me." George swam through the sky, smiling with glee. They flew up and down, round and round, sometimes nearly touching the ground. "Oh no," shrieked George as he spotted a chick falling from a tree, all speedy and quick. They pointed the plane and dashed to help and pulled the bird in before it could yelp. Oh, there's a bird falling. There he is, and they're catching it. Wow, that's wonderful. Soaring like eagles, the adventure was over as they skidded on landing in a field full of clover. George picked a bouquet of flowers for his mum, then returned to the hat shop with a very dirty bum. Because look, he skidded on the grass, see? There he is, and he's smiling. Next in the line was little Miss Martha, who was holding the hand of her best friend called Arthur. She looked up at Mike and gave a small squeal as Arthur pushed her forward, and she did a cartwheel. Do you know how to do a cartwheel? That's fun. Flippity, flappity, flop, flop, flew. Here is a magical hat for you. Your adventure begins in this cloud of rose. Now turn around twice and strike a pose. Smiling and laughing, her face all a grin, she had chosen a hat with a fish and a fin. I wonder where her adventure will take her. Can you think of something with a fish and a fin? I think I know too. She climbed on the stump in the middle of the store, the hat dripping wet seaweed all over the floor. You want to see a picture of her hat? There it is. Wow, these are wonderful adventures. Are you enjoying it? Martha dived off the stump into an ocean of blue, swirling and twirling with a mermaid or two, flapping and clapping their tails all around, singing and swaying, making a beautiful sound. How many sea creatures can you count? I'm going to show you the page and you can start counting now. Can you spot all the sea creatures and the mermaid? And there's Martha falling down into the sea. Martha swam to the bottom where she quietly sat on a turtle with a fish that was shaped like a bat. Along came a seahorse and crab with a fiddle, a shark and an octopus doing a fancy wiggle. Then off shot the turtle with Martha astride, a couple of fish hanging on for the ride. They swam over mountains of coral and reed, floating along at spectacular speed. There you can see the octopus and the shark and the turtle, and there's the seahorse. And there she is, off she goes, and the two fish hanging on as well. They're having a free ride. Isn't that wonderful? A dolphin came to her and swam by her side. It said, "Come on, Martha, hop on for a ride." She was dragged along, holding onto its fin. It jumped out of the water and did a huge spin. There we are. That's a lovely picture to see. Wow. The back of a dolphin. "Oh no," Dolphin cried as it crashed down to sea. "I just hit my head. Now I've a bump like a pea." "Don't worry," said Martha. "I'm a first aid master. Come here and I'll give you a sticky little plaster." Now, can you spot the sea snail? That's what we're looking for. Can you spot a sea snail? Mike Mouse and Arthur she eagerly met, back in the shop, all soaking and wet. "Wow," she exclaimed, "that's my best day ever. Thank you, Mike and Mouse, you are ever so clever." Oh, she's so happy. Look, and there's Mike. There they are, they're welcoming her back. Mike and Mouse had a fantastical day, so they shut up shop and counted their pay. "We sold 23 hats, now it's time for a cuppa," said Mike as they headed upstairs for their supper. They've earned some good money, haven't they, from their hats? Mike and Mouse hope you enjoyed the tales and adventures of Martha, George and the granny with dentures. Who knows, boys and girls, for tomorrow's a new day. It might be your turn to come over and play. And they're eating their supper after a very busy day. Wasn't that a wonderful, magical book? And I'm going to write and tell you where you can buy it if you read us on YouTube afterwards. So if you'd like to like and subscribe, you can read this again and you can hear it as many times as you want. That's wonderful. We're going to see you again soon.